Welcome everyone to episode 12 of I almost said our old podcast name, Over the Line Podcast. Sorry, I'm just so excited right now because we have a special guest with us. Well, he's been on the podcast, but he's in a new location.
Give us a view of the surroundings.
Yeah, can you give us a view of the surroundings, or is that weird?
Hell yeah, people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Dalton is current. Dalton, you want to explain? Yeah, explain what you're doing right now.
So my fiance and I, she just ran to Starbucks to get refreshments / go to the bathroom. I'm sitting here. We're waiting outside Best Buy for the Switch 2 release. Can you guys hear me all right, by the way?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. And listen, there's no better example of why this YouTube channel is called what it is than the type of behavior that we're witnessing on the pod right now. And I think, Dalton, we have to give him a shout out here for really living up to the name. Incredible stuff. We love it.
We might. Do you think you have any sports fans near you that might be able to give us a live pick on anything?
Just shout out and ask if anyone has any.
Like, yo, I'm currently live. Does anyone have any thoughts?
Who likes to spread for the Pacers tomorrow? And see what they say.
Not that vibe.
No, I didn't think so.
Not that vibe.
I didn't think the overlap would probably be there. So,
well, if you catch that vibe from anyone, definitely make sure to ask, and we'll pause. All right. So yeah, this is excellent. We love to see it. So yeah, we have a lot going on with NBA Finals starting tomorrow. Stanley Cup's going on live right now. I actually have a live bet going on.
Same.
What do you have? Go ahead.
You got yours first. You go with yours first.
Okay. So I took live over 7.5 goals at the first intermission, and then I took the Oilers plus 1.5 parlay, and that was at plus 232.
Nice.
It's currently 3-2.
I took mine before the game started. Oh no! Can you guys hear that stuff in the background?
It's all right. It's okay. It's part of the experience.
Anyway, now I got it.
But I took Oilers minus 1.5 at plus 190 before puck drop. Not looking great right now.
Yeah,
it's all right. It's all right.
It's early. We're only about halfway through the game. There's time.
Yeah. So, and then one more question: are you guys guaranteed to get a Switch, or you don't know yet?
Yeah.
Oh, you're guaranteed.
Yeah. We're within like 15, 20 people.
Okay.
In front, and like my fiance checked yesterday. I think she said that they definitely have more than 50.
All right.
All right.
So
are you both getting one?
Nah, I think we're just getting one.
All right.
The marital Switch 2.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's get into some betting here. Oh, well, first off, Shane, let's bring up the topic of something that might be coming out here shortly down the pipeline, if you don't mind, because I have a topic I want to bring up.
Is it what I think it is?
Yeah, so shortly, hopefully next Tuesday, most likely is when it will be, we will be bringing back the second podcast for this channel, but specifically an NFL-focused podcast, at least for the time being. It will eventually kind of morph back into the draft pod that you guys hopefully saw during the draft season, but a little harder to ask everybody, unlike myself, to watch a ton of players before we even kick off the college season and then follow the players during this. It's a lot just to do that. So we're going to jump into just an NFL focus pod itself, and then kind of, like I said, transition into draft season, do more scouting focused stuff, and we'll still throw some stuff out related to scouting, but it's mostly just going to be talking about the NFL, big topics, stuff like that.
Gotcha. Well, a little preview of what the show might look like, and I have a topic I want to bring up that it's something with the Niners.
Of course.
We released our punter, Mitch Wishnowski, and I know it's an elite punter name from Australia.
For sure.
He was hurt the last half of the season last year, but he's a solid punter. I know that there's not really punters you can take them or leave them almost in the NFL, but there's a few good ones out there that you just, once you get them, you want to keep them. We released Mitch for some reason. I don't know why. And then we're picking up Thomas Morstead, some old dude from the Jets.
So the 40-year-old Thomas Morstead, who punted for this. Yeah, he punted for the Saints in their Super Bowl season, if I'm not mistaken. And that was a while back. If you,
Yes.
so that's not ideal. Punters,
Yes.
though, I mean, they do last a long time, but
They do.
But still.
But, like, with how unsure the Niners offense looked last year with all the injuries and, like, new guys coming in, Mitch was, like, the one shining spot where he was giving our defense a chance to keep the ball on the opposite side of the field to give our offense a better shot. And then we're just like, nah, we're going to skip out. So that's my gripe with the Niners right now. I'm really pissed off about that. But, hey.
Maybe some crazy story will get released on next.
I'm not going to say I hope that's the case, but
yeah, we don't need any more. Justin Tucker situation.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Hopefully, those two are not friends, but
yeah.
Jake and I know all too well the value of punter.
Yeah.
I think for most of my lifetime, I think the Raiders have had the highest paid punter in the league.
And when it was Leckler, it was justified.
They can't do anything else right, but for some
reason,
they
always with AJ Cole.
Yeah.
The punters and kickers for the Raiders are like incredible. And
legendary status. Like either because they're amazing or because they're insane.
If Cole keeps up his current pace, the Raiders will end up with the 3 greatest punters in NFL history, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really been awesome.
Yeah. A lot of opportunities.
It is cool.
A lot of opportunities to punt. That's what it is.
Very true. Yeah, they've really got. I think they get a lot of work in. Some guys don't get as much work in, but
But yeah, I was just upset with it because it felt like Saleh came in and he brought in Boyer to do special teams from the Jet. Like he came from the Jets, and then we're bringing in a Jets punter. I'm like, let's not like just start bringing in everyone. Let's kind of keep the things that are working here. So I'm just kind of upset about that move. But hey,
don't worry, you're paying Brock Purdy $50 million. You'll be fine.
You know what, dude? I'm all in on it. That's the only thing you can do. You can't be upset about it because the checks already wrote.
This happens when you pay a quarterback. You just have to start sacrificing.
Yep. You have to start cutting punter and stuff.
Dude, you know what?
And you might have had an extension coming up. They can't afford him anymore.
The stats are there. That's all I'm going to say. And Brock Purdy, I believe, we're in a lot better. I'm not even going to say that.
Yeah.
All right, let's just move on. Yeah. Let's just move on before I say something that gets clipped, and then like 3 years from now, when Purdy
gets clipped and it's by me because I'm like, no.
Hey, remember this? And then Brock Purdy plays for the UFL.
It's just going to be the opening to the NFL show the rest of the year. Just that clip.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, huge Brock Purdy guy here. I was a believer beforehand. So
hey, good for you.
Yeah. I'm going to leave it at that. All right. Let's get into betting. Let's start off with golf like we always do.
Good old Canadian Open.
Yeah. Whoever bet on Scotty last week, congratulations.
I did. Yes, I did hit that. Now, my top 20, that was just the 3 top guys, didn't hit because I believe it was Schauffele sucks a ton.
Yeah.
And just got like 26th or something like that. So forget him. But anyway.
Yeah,
I did hit. So.
I almost hit 2 bets this week. I had Scheffler to win. I had Shane Lowry top 10, which was looking great until the last day. And then I think he shot like +6 on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
All right, guys. So I'm saying this, and this, you guys have to hold me to this.
Yeah. I know where this is going.
Tony Finau, I know you're watching. You are an amazing human being. I loved you on the Netflix Full Swing documentary. I fell in love with you there. You're a great guy. I cannot bet on you anymore. I'm not going to say you suck at golf. I'm not going to stoop that low. I'm not going to be that guy that says Tony Finau sucks at golf. I'm not going to say it. But
you're basically saying it.
No, I'm not saying it. But I'm going to say it nicely. I cannot bet on him anymore.
Is there anyone else you can't bet on anymore? In case you'd like to.
Yeah, I mean Oberg. He's getting to that point.
Yeah,
him. Yeah, he's. If he finishes top 5 in one of the next 2 events he's in, I'll possibly bring him back. Finau, he's completely off the list. Great guy, great human being. I'm not going to say he sucks at golf. I just can't bet on him anymore.
Right.
I don't think I'll bet on Oberg again until he comes on the show and issues a public apology.
Yeah, he's gonna have to show up, and we're gonna be like, buddy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're never going to bet on him then.
It's not probably not gonna
You never
get him
know.
on, but
You never know.
I can shoot him down like, hey, listen, man, you've lost my friend here a lot of money. You could at least hop on the pod and apologize, publicly, and then you can do whatever you want after that.
Is he on Cameo? Maybe we can get.
That'd be very funny. If you know what, I am not above doing that for content. So that's possible.
There's nothing like losing money on him and then paying
giving him more money directly so he can tell us he's sorry about it.
And then you bet on him after that apology and you lose money again.
Yeah, so that you still lose more money. Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah, you got to.
Well, because he'd do that and then he would still lead for 3 days.
Yeah,
that's what
fall apart on Sunday.
You know what? Maybe I just need to live bet him the first 3 days. That's what I need to do. Yeah, I just need to stop betting on him to place anywhere specifically at the end of the tournament.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm just gonna do like little live bets here and there because I just can't bet off. Like I really just can't do it.
No, it's just unless you're betting Scotty to finish top 5, like you're not winning anything.
Probably
it feels
not.
like. Jake or who did anyone give their pick this?
Not yet. We've just been complaining about it.
Yes. Shane, do you have a pick for this weekend?
I do have 2. So I have, ironically, I'm hoping on a bounce back from this person because, as Dalton said, this didn't end well for him last tournament. But Shane Lowry to win at plus 2,200. Just kind of taking a shot on not Rory basically to win this because he's definitely the big favorite, but not going to bet him. With Scotty, I'll bet him because I understand like it's just what you do. When it's not him, I'll probably just take some value somewhere else. And then I'm doing the same thing I did last week, which is the top 3 betting favorites to finish top 20, except for, guess who? Oberg. He's not making this. It is the technically 3 of the top 4. Rory, Lowry, and Corey Connors is actually minus 125. So those are my 3 for the top 20. By the way, I did say it's plus 2,200 for Lowry to win, and then the top 20 parlay, because I have 3 of the top 4 guys at the tournament, is only plus 303 on a 3-legger there. But still, take it.
You just need to see it go in.
I somehow didn't last week, so maybe it'll work. We'll see.
Lowry played good golf last week.
He did, just except for that last round. So I'm hoping to bounce back there.
Bad round.
Yeah.
All right, Dalton, what do you have for this weekend?
All right, so I got a pretty Canadian heavy.
Of course.
I like that.
Picks. So I got an all-Canadian top 20 parlay. I got Nick Taylor, Mackenzie Hughes, and Corey Connors to all finish top 20 at plus 1190.
Nice.
And then for my top 10 pick, I went with Taylor Pendrith, another Canadian, at plus 250 to finish top 10. And I'm also betting Shane Lowry this week. I'm betting him to finish top 5 at plus 360 because, like I said, playing really good golf. And then I hedged on my winner pick this week. I picked 2 guys to win outright. I'm hoping one of them hits. So I took Rory at plus 450.
Of course.
To hope to get something easy. And then I also took Nick Taylor at plus 4,500. He's had success at the Canadian Open before, playing good golf heading into this week. He looked good at Memorial.
He's mesmerized by the
he finished top 5. He finished top 5 his last time out. But playing good golf lately. So that's what I got. Plus 4,500 is really good value. And like I said, I'm hedged on Rory. So I'm hoping to get positive this week on something.
There you go.
Yeah, nice.
I barely cleared 0.8 units last week.
Hey, you still cleared it.
Exactly. Down to minus 32 on the season for golf.
I don't even want to think about where I'm at. So
yeah, mine's probably like.
There's a reason I don't put those numbers on.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I always said Dalton's a brave man for putting that up in the non-football season.
Nick Taylor wins this week. I'm in the black.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, Jake, what do you got?
I played it pretty simple this week. I have one bet on Roy to win at plus 450 just because, as the odds kind of show, he's far and away the best golfer
in the field,
in the field, and he's playing well. And then I just had a little small top 10 parlay with 2 people, and since I can't read the board in this sport whatsoever, I just picked the 2 winners from the last 2 years. I took Robert McIntyre to get top 10 at plus 240, and then Nick Taylor top 10 at plus 360. So those 2 together, the odds comes out to 1,464. So $5 pays out to $78. So
There you go.
Nice.
I don't think it's too bad for a 2-leg. And I mean, these guys, I could be honest, I don't really know how they're playing right now, but they've won here the last 2 years, so they've at least had success here.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I kind of took a little bit of Jake's route and Dalton's route here on mine. I have a 3-leg for 3 guys to finish top 20. I have Rory, of course, just had to throw that in there. It's at minus 350. Obviously, not the best, but usually with that, it's at minus 700 or something like that. So I had to take it. And then I have Robert McIntyre at plus 115 to finish top 20. He's won like 2 or 3 years ago. And then I have Nick Taylor, a Canadian, had to throw one in there, and I saw that he's won this in the past. So those 3 guys is at plus 618. I think it's
All right.
pretty healthy odds for those 3. I'm not even going to say anything
Especially
else.
with Rory
But
in there. Yeah.
yeah, so I love it. All right. Let's get into the engine portion of the podcast here. Jake, is there any F1 going on this weekend?
Not this week, no.
All right, so it looks like we have the southern version of F1. Yeah, we have the Michigan 400 this weekend. Dalton, do you have any picks for us in the race?
Yeah, same thing I've been betting. He's still consistently finishing top 5, but I'm taking him to win. William Byron to win at plus 800.
Like it. Should have known that was going to be your pick, but that should just be
Betting on 24 has worked well in NASCAR for the last 20 years, 25 years.
Love
Fair
Jeff
enough.
Gordon. Shout out Jeff Gordon. I know you're watching.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Shane, you got anything for this weekend? Yeah. I was going to be respectful.
One of these
but I'd
times,
ask-
though,
yeah.
one of these times you're going to
Yeah.
ask me, and I'm going to be like, actually,
I did place a 1 bet for NASCAR this week.
Oh, let's hear it, Jake.
I watched a little bit of the race in Nashville yesterday, and I saw Ryan Blaney won for the first time in a while. So I just threw like $5 on him to win at plus 700.
Nice. Hey, you never know.
There's no F1, so I might as well watch
Yeah,
some different cars go around a different track.
yeah.
there you go. Fair enough.
And then I picked Tyler Reddick to get top 5. I think he won last year. So I'm just going to – I've had some success betting on past winners on some smaller bets. So I'm going to try it again, and that's at plus 100. So I'm just going to – it's nothing crazy, but put a little bit more on that than I usually would. All right, and that's the engine portion of the podcast.
Dalton, you got to tell us your Starbucks order since you just got
Yes,
the delivery
yeah.
there.
What's the Starbucks order?
I got to ask real quick.
Oh.
I don't know. I was just doing
Yeah.
whatever's given to me, you know.
Coffee.
I just would like this something hot and decaf.
Gotcha.
And she got me a caramel macchiato decaf.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank
Not
you.
a coffee guy myself, but when I have, it's always caramel something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She got me a
Decaf.
cake pop too.
Oh, what flavor?
Strawberry and what was the other option?
It's vanilla.
Vanilla. I'll go
Okay.
vanilla. Thank you.
he
There
looks
we
like
go.
he'd go vanilla.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's the Starbucks order portion.
That's
of
the Starbucks order
podcast.
portion of the podcast.
All right. Let's get in. Do you guys have anything for any? I know me and Dalton gave out a live bet. Did you guys have anything for hockey that you wanted to give out? Like any futures or anything?
I took 1 live bet. I took the Oilers money line at minus 120 before the game. So
Okay.
not looking great, but it's a 1-goal game. So I'm not too worried. And then I
Better
also
than
took,
Oilers.
-1.5,
Sorry.
right?
Yeah, minus 1.5. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, you never know. You never know what a third period can bring. But I took the Oilers at the same odds to win the series at minus 120 also. I just feel like this is their year. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just the vibes for me.
I like it.
What do you have? And then Shane and I each have Oilers to win the cup, I think.
Yeah, I had them just to win the cup outright at -145, and then I have the series to be a 4-2 series for Edmonton.
Nice.
So, and that was
I
at
got
plus
'em.
460. So,
Nice. I got them early in the first round to win the cup at plus 1,600.
yeah, I know you've been on them for a while. Yeah,
I'm staying with. I got.
yeah.
I'm not feeling great about it though right now.
It's even if they lose this one, it's just
Early.
game one. Yeah, you got time there. So,
Yeah.
I mean, last year they were down 3-0 and almost came back.
true.
Can't count out McDavid.
Nah.
No points tonight though. Yeah, interesting.
Nah.
But
Still plenty of time.
right.
All right. Anyone got any MLB picks for tomorrow?
Oh, parlay.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
All right, let me grab that. So I have the Royals -1.5 in the late game because I think it's a doubleheader tomorrow for them and the Cardinals. Don't have them taking the nightcap of that. And then I have the Phillies -1.5 at the Blue Jays. I have Mariners -1.5 at home against the Orioles. Orioles are starting to put together a little bit, but Mariners are still better. And Brian Wu, one of my favorite pitchers to watch, so definitely gonna go with them there. Yankees -1.5 at home over the Guardians. I can't decide what the Guardians are every year, dude. They just be hanging around, and then I don't know what to do with them. And so I'm gonna take the Yankees in that one. And then I have the Rays -1.5 at home against the Rangers. So that all that together is plus 6,328.
Nice. Pretty healthy.
It is.
All
I
right,
got a
Dalton, what
slightly
do you
less
got?
healthy MLB parlay this week.
I always go 5 games. I'm nuts. So
Yeah.
I've had a lot of four out of 5 this year though. I've had a lot of that so far.
You need to start doing the round robin picks.
I really probably should because I'd be getting one off sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah.
what am I doing? But anyway, I got Dalton.
So I took the early Cardinals Royals game. I took Cardinals -1.5 runs at plus 164. I took Padres money line plus 105, but I'm parlaying all these. And then I took Phillies -1.5 against Toronto. Those three parlayed together are plus 1144.
Still good for a 3-legger, man.
Nice.
Yeah, just need the Cardinals and Phillies to actually cover. That's my main worry. I
Yeah.
think the Padres will beat the Giants.
Right.
But the Cardinals have Miles Michaelis on the mound.
That's why I didn't bet that game because I was like, that could go any direction. So
That could go.
yeah,
The thing is, like, he could pitch 7 great innings.
he could.
Or he could pitch 3 terrible ones.
Yeah, it's like 7 innings, 2 strikeouts, 50 ground balls. It feels like, and then it's like, or you just get shelled in the first 2 innings. You're like, ah, crap.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but
It'd be like that.
It do be like that.
I'm starting something for the rest of the year where there are 3 teams I'm going to bet against every day, and that's the Rockies, White Sox, and the A's. Those 3 teams.
Man, I was hoping you're gonna put the Pirates in there, man. Nah, anyway, good.
You know what? The Pirates I can't do every day because they have skiing, so probably
That's
maybe every
true.
4 days.
That's fair. I get it. Also, the Athletics, I know, are you gotta bet against them. At
One win in the last 20 games.
It's not good out there.
They went on a 10-game losing streak, won 1 game, and then went on a 9-game losing streak.
It's really incredible stuff. It's really hard to be that way, and especially with the Rockies out here. Like now they've won 3 games in a row.
I can't even like make any jokes about the Rockies. I almost made a joke in some group chat today, and I was like, I can't even say anything right now.
No, you gotta let the A's get
We
a
have
couple
like
in a row
5.
first.
We have 5 more wins than the White Sox. But
Yeah, it's
anyways, those 3 teams I'm betting against every day. Only one of them plays tomorrow, and it's the White Sox. So I'm taking the Tigers -1.5 in that game.
feels pretty good.
I'm taking the Braves at -1.5 because it's a plus 145, and they're at home against Brandon Pfaadt, who's not been good this year.
No, he's not.
I got the Padres money line at plus 105 against the Giants. Giants slowly, I think, are starting to come down to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
Those games are always competitive either way.
Yeah. That whole division can't be just great, so eventually they have to start falling off. So
yeah. I did bet against the Pirates, Shane. So
good.
I left him out of my everyday thing, but I am taking the Astros with Valdez on the hill at -172. Actually, I might take the -1.5 because it's a plus 105.
Which is probably pretty good. Yeah,
I'm gonna do that instead. And then last, I got the Rays -1.5 at plus 136 against the Rangers. The Rays have been coming on recently. They've been playing
Yeah.
some good baseball.
Starting to hit the ball a little bit.
Those 5 games come out to plus 41.99. So $5 pays out to $214.95. So
There you go.
That's pretty good.
yeah, they are all
Yeah.
plus. So we'll see.
My parlay kind of goes against everything that you all just said.
Of course.
Yeah. It's a 4-legger for tomorrow. Yeah, this is literally just everything against
We can't all be on the same page.
Yeah.
Might as well just throw up middle finger
Yeah.
while you tell us about it.
So I went Diamondbacks plus 1.5. I know that Fat has been having a bad season this year, but maybe this is the game he turns it around. It's a day game. I feel like no matter who's playing in a day game, it's just a crapshoot for some reason. So I'll take plus 1.5 on that. I have the Phillies money line. I think they have the best record in the NL right now, or top 2 record, something like that. So I have their money line tomorrow. It's at minus 125, so I'll take that. And then I took the Pirates plus 1.5. Mitch Keller, I think he's a solid pitcher.
Good pitcher, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think his record reflects that. I think he's 1-7 on the year.
I'm pretty sure Paul Skeens is like 4-7, so I don't think it matters.
Yeah, so like I'm not going to take the record too much into this one, even though I should, because it's screaming not to take this bet. But
to be fair, Casey, like the problem with that game is not so much that Mitch Keller's pitching for the Pirates; it's that Framber Valdez versus the Pirates lineup is basically like the coughing baby versus nuclear bomb meme. Like it's basically just that.
Yeah.
So it's really more about that than it is about Mitch Keller. But I get you though.
Yeah,
he could definitely throw a great game. So
yeah, so I took the Pirates plus 1.5, and then last game Rangers plus 1.5. I know the Rays have been coming on, but I don't know. I just decided to take a shot on this one. And all 4 of those together is at plus 723. All right. So the main event starting tomorrow night, 8:40 Eastern. We have the game 1 of the NBA Finals. It's in Oklahoma City. Who wants to kick us off for this one? Do we have any Thunder or Pacers fans? I kind of forget who we're all fans of. No. All right, Jake, why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
I really don't like the odds for this. I took the Pacers just for tomorrow. Yeah. I took their money line at plus 320 because I know the Thunder are good.
Yeah.
Like, really, really good, but 320 in the NBA Finals game 1, like really? That just feels kind of high to me, especially with how we've seen the Pacers kind of take over at times. So I do think the Thunder win this series, but at that like I'm not going to bet on the Thunder minus 9.5 or minus 410. I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah.
So I'd rather put a little bit of money on the Pacers and just see what happens here.
Yeah.
I was going to bet the Thunder to win the series, but it's at minus 650, which I also just don't care for that much. So I didn't make a bet because I also don't think the Pacers are going to win the series, so I'm not putting money on them either. So I didn't really make a bet there. Maybe I will as we see how the series goes. But for now, I'm just betting Pacers money line tomorrow.
Yeah, I like it. Dalton, what do you got?
I got Thunder minus 9.5.
Dalton, what's going on in line? What's going on? Give us an update. What's going on? What's so funny?
No, it was Jake.
I ain't doing that. Dalton's like, I ain't doing that.
Because I don't want to bet Thunder minus 9.5. I'm like,
I'm gonna
exactly what I'm doing.
That's what I'm doing too.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly like your pick more, Jake. There's nothing fun about betting on the Thunder to win by double digits because it's gonna be a boring game or I'm gonna be sweating it out. And I don't know. Like, they're going to win this series handily, but I feel like every game is just going to be like whether or not they cover. And I feel like that's going to just be I'm not looking forward to this series.
I mean, they probably will win by like 20 and probably win in like 5 games. I just don't really like want to see that happen.
That's fair. Yeah. The only thing that's good about the series is that someone's winning their first NBA title. Like we can at least say that like
True.
that's going to happen, which is always cool.
it's
but
like the Packers and Steelers of the NBA.
How funny is it though if the Thunder win their first title without KD, Harden, and Westbrook on the roster? And they'll all three of them still in the league, just on other teams.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
Real sad hours for those three. But
that's what it took.
You had to get rid of them.
Yeah, you had to get rid of them and wait 10 years.
Pretty much.
Shane, so you're also
I'm Thunder minus 9.5. Like it's just this team is just a lot better than the Pacers. Like it is what it is. Like congrats to the Pacers for taking the Knicks out. Also R.I.P. Tom Thibodeau. I knew you did well. But hey, hey, basically, basically, and then. I would say so. I mean, like, what else do we need to know about Tom Thibodeau? Like, does anyone need to hire him other than like a team trying to just not be the worst team in the league? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Just like everyone else, just go to ESPN. It'll be fine. And then
him and Jay Wright should just swap places.
Oh my
Who
God.
does Jay Wright work for? CBS.
I don't know. I don't
think
remember
so.
at this point. There's too many things.
Yeah.
But I took that bet, and then I also have two other bets just for the series. There's a series special I found on FanDuel. Jalen Williams to score 2+ field goals assisted by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in every game at plus 2,800. Feels like it could definitely happen. Just within the flow of the offense, he gets 2 assists off from the game, and plus 2,800, pretty good.
Yeah.
Plus, there might only be like a 4 or 5 game series, so less likely to have to sweat it out as much. And then I have the Thunder to win the series 4-1. I do think the Pacers will get a game at some point in here. They're not so outmatched that they have no shot of winning a game, obviously, but I do think that'll be the series is 4-1, and that's plus 225, which is not as high as I wanted it to be, but at least it's not minus odds like most other bets around this. So that's what I got for the finals. So
I like it. Well, actually, I don't because I'm going the complete opposite.
I love it. Actually, never mind. Shut the fuck
up. I'm taking the Pacers plus 9.5 on this one, and I'm taking Tyrese Haliburton to have a double-double. Parlaying those at plus 192. I'm just going to hope that the train keeps on rolling and they just keep staying hot. I know that it's not the Knicks that they're facing. It's a completely different animal in the Thunder, so I'm interested to see what happens. But I'm just going to believe that the Pacers keep riding the wave, plus 9.5, Tyrese Haliburton double-double, plus 192.
Fair enough. More fun to bet on that.
At least one of us is guaranteed to hit this week.
Yes. Yes.
This series is really interesting to me because the Pacers are basically like, we beat the Knicks because we have really good pace and their defense couldn't keep up. And that's like, what if we play the team that is better than us in every facet and also plays kind of like us and also play defense against space? It's like, that sucks. Yeah. It's literally the worst matchup possible for them. It's really
and they won't have the benefit of someone just freelancing on defense in the other team. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
Anthony Towns apparently just not running the defense.
Yeah.
That unfortunately tracks.
It does.
What are you gonna do? Big man, shoot 3, run around. That's what we do. So.
All right.
Yeah, that guy's not a winner. He's just not.
Unfortunately, not quite that type of player. But
he's funny.
Yeah.
He's very funny, but that's about it. All right. Do we have any other bets for this week?
I bet that Dalton's going to get switched to here in a little bit, hopefully. How long are you expecting to be waiting for this?
We have to wait till midnight.
Oh, is it midnight?
So just a couple more hours.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick. I never really did this. Like, I never camped out for anything ever. Yeah. I was just like, because I'd hear about stuff like, the new PlayStation's coming out, and I'd be like, I'll wait like 2 weeks and I'll get it. Like, I just didn't care enough. Like, I like video games. I just didn't,
For this, we're thinking it was either tonight or Christmas.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like it was going to be.
Yeah, so I lucked out with the PS5. I got one like very early on, whenever that was a whole shit show getting one,
Yeah.
and just happened to have one at my local Best Buy. And I'm like, all right, I'm buying that
It
shit
was
right
it
now.
was so bad here. Like none of the stores like in my
Sure.
state had one after like the first 2 days. So I literally just waited like 3 or 4 years.
I think I lucked out by
I was
just
like,
being
you know
in
what,
like
I'm
a
just
shit ass
buying it.
town in Pennsylvania, so there wasn't that
That was
many
like during
people.
that was like during COVID too. So like you couldn't even
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I literally just was like, I'm just gonna play my PS4 for like 2 more years. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it'd be like that. But all right. I don't think there's anything special happening next weekend. We'll obviously be a few games into the final, so we'll be able to gauge where we're going with that. We're 1 week closer to football. So I don't know. How many more? August, like 27th or something like that is when preseason starts.
No,
Or is it
the
sooner than
preseason
that?
starts in about 2 months or so, but like
Yeah.
the first preseason
Camp
games.
opens soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's where mini camps are coming up soon. So
yeah.
Jake's
So,
like,
And
Oh.
not soon enough. God, I cannot wait for
yeah, me
yeah.
too.
So yeah, I can't wait to bet on preseason NFL football. Like that's
I'm
I'm jonesing for
guess
it.
what there is? I haven't bet it yet, but
Oh yeah.
No,
I know what you're
actually,
about to bring up.
let me make sure it's in season.
Uh-oh.
It is. There's CFL football.
I knew that's where he was
there we
going.
Give me some
I haven't bet
arguments,
on it yet,
actually.
but I think it's the regular season. I don't know if it's still preseason or not, but I know it starts in June, so
Well,
maybe next week I'll have some of those.
Might have to add it to the rotation.
Yeah, I'll have some next
teams.
yeah, we'll get some football next week, so
Yeah.
we'll have that. There's already NFL preseason lines. Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
July 31st.
That's a Hall of Fame game.
Yes. Chargers Lions.
I was debating about trying to go to that because I'm not that far from Kansas. So
That'd be cool. They have that new stadium there now.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. We appreciate everyone for watching tonight. Next week, obviously, like I said, we'll get into more NBA playoffs or NBA finals, NHL
US
finals.
Open coming up too.
Yep, US Open coming up.
Good old Oakmont, real close to me.
Yeah,
very cool. So.
Shane will be there live.
I will not, absolutely not. That's going to be an absolute shit show. I will not be participating in that, but I will be paying attention to what's going on.
So, all right, we appreciate you guys for watching. We'll see you next weekend or next week. Now, what I say.